Welcome parents and guardians to Year 9 Health and Physical Education at Baldivis College. My name is Claudia Bailey. I'm excited to share with you the educative plans and goals for this term. As a passionate HPE teacher, I have a strong value for the health and well-being of all students. So, I've taken extra care to ensure that your children reap the benefits of this learning area. I want to ensure that children feel respected as individuals and are excited to participate in both health and phys ed lessons that foster teamwork, cooperation, cohesion, and leadership. The Western Australian curriculum provides an effective framework for teaching and learning. In HPE, that is about maximising opportunities for students to develop as a whole. It teaches children to enhance and exhibit attitudes and values that promote a healthy lifestyle. HPE has two integrated strands. Those are personal, social, and community health, and movement and physical activity. They signify the balance between health-related and movement-related knowledge, understanding, and skills. The beginning of the term will cover the personal, social, and community health strand in the most detail. This gives the students positive perspectives to start the term on. Class rules will be agreed on to ensure that early adolescents are aware of their behavioural expectations. My teaching pedagogy involves inclusive practices and a selection of meaningful contexts for learning. Both will be fostered within the Teaching Games for Understanding framework. It's more commonly known as a game sense approach. It places an emphasis on play. This is where tactical and strategic problems are posed in a modified game environment. It draws upon students to make decisions. They will democratically experiment with the rules of games to make them more enjoyable. For example, they might alter the goal size, team numbers, or playing boundaries to serve different purposes. Those could be scoring opportunity, defensive play, court space, and the students will experiment with changes to the rules, racket types, net height, ball size, and boundaries. What's great about this is that the students have to work in teams, engage in the lesson, and they become motivated by the competition. This decision-making teaches students cooperation and self-regulation. It forces them to engage in sport lessons and be responsible for their own learning. The game category that we'll be looking at this term is net and court. This term we will be navigating through health topics including making informed decisions, using assertive responses, and making contingency plans to avoid and prevent risks to health. Each have a meaningful purpose for your adolescents. In both learning areas, I will remind students to communicate and interact safely and respectfully. The curriculum requires students to consider ethical and intercultural understanding. They will be expected to show mature stances on things like prejudice, marginalisation, homophobia, and discrimination. In health, we will practice strategies for managing emotional responses and resolving conflict in different environments, including the internet. Other than myself, students will be introduced to mental health support networks including Beyond Blue, school chaplain services, and Mind Matters. Specific outcomes within the curriculum that I will assess are the student's ability to identify the impact of negative behaviours on relationships, to describe a range of factors and their impact on a person's emotional response and behaviours. My HPE goal is to enhance the health, well-being and safety of your children. In terms of physical health, I'm promoting a healthy BMI, a balanced diet, socio-emotional skills that equip students to handle effectively competition, teamwork and well-being. The Western Australian curriculum allows practitioners to assess students with a disability and additional learning needs fairly, using ABLE's WA stages A to D. Before creating an individual education plan, the student's readiness to learn in Year 9 HPE will be evaluated properly. I will assess student performance using checklists, rubrics, anecdotal records, and peer assessments. Written work in health will include short and extended written tasks. These will take place in most classes to consolidate understanding of topics covered. The end of term assessment will be an inquiry task in which students develop a question related to a health topic that we have covered. A few questions will be provided to prompt students, but they are encouraged to create their own. They then gather, analyse, and evaluate information. I will provide value-laden written and verbal feedback on student work. I'm approachable, so my students know that they can come and chat with me about their assessments. Grades are confidential. They are kept this way so that your children feel no prejudice in their learning environment. At Baldivis College, we will be using Sector to communicate with parents and guardians. It keeps you informed about what we are learning as a class and your child's individual progression. This is another level of feedback that I will provide, and it allows you to request a face-to-face meeting with me at school. Other than Sector, I can be contacted on the details below. I'll be available for assistance with Sector at the upcoming Parent-Teacher Night next week. If you have any issues with this, please bring your technology so that I can help. I'm excited to get to know you and see you then.